Welcome to Attican Plays Railway Empire. All right, hi, this is Attican and welcome to part 3 of the Industrialist Hunger for Raw Materials and the Pursuit of Perfection. Now in part 2 we made, it was a kind of scramble mode because I noticed some things that I liked that were opportunities for new businesses in Washington and in Albany, and we took those, set up textile factories and then set up the cotton delivery in both cases in order to make that profitable. So now we've got cotton going down here to Norfolk where we own a textile industry, and we've got cotton going to Albany to send textiles to a clothing industry in New York, and all as well. And we've got New York and Baltimore at over 100,000, Charleston over 100,000, and then we hooked up passenger mail lines to Louisville and Toledo, which our computer opponents were kind enough to grow up to over 100,000 for us without our help. So we've got 5 of our 10. Let's check our tasks. We've got to do a lot of steel and petroleum, and we've got to get 5 more cities grown up to 100,000. So what we're going to do is set up some 2-city clusters. That's the simplest way to attack this. We've got the one going here in Washington and Norfolk, and we're going to have to pay attention to that and make sure it's getting the job done for us in terms of getting those 2 cities to grow. And I'd like to set up probably one Wilmington, and Charlotte seems like a natural with this wheat right in the middle. And then another one I like a lot because of it'd be easy to build is down here, Jacksonville and Montgomery. We're going to do that one first. We're going to put in a big warehouse with signaling control down here between the 2 cities. Let's favor that side if we can. Okay, so then we're going to need to expand here. Oh, and as I go, I'm going to start adding repairs onto these stations as I go along. It's time. Okay. So maintenance sheds, we're going to start adding them. So we'll add the maintenance shed and expand here. And we're going to set up a line that goes from Montgomery, pick up that supplies, and then hook into our warehouse. Then go on back and double track. Like so. And make sure we have signals all the way. Then we'll do the same thing out of the Jacksonville end. We'll hook into this. Straight shot to the warehouse. Then we're going to put a couple of supply towers near the warehouse itself so that the feeder lines can pick up those supplies. All right, so now we've got our warehouse. We want our warehouse to hold wheat, corn, logs, sugar, milk, and veggies, which are nearby. Okay. And now we want to feed. We're picking up the wheat automatically. So let's see how we want to feed this in. We've got 2 over here, 1 up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 of them will come in from this side, I think. This one will come from this side, and corn can come from up here into this side. That'd be 5, 6. Good, that's the total. Now over here in Montgomery, we bought this we bought this beer, but really bought it with the intent of knocking it down and putting in a meat industry. So we'll put a meat industry in Montgomery and bump it up to a level 2. So that way we'll have a beer meat line from Montgomery to Jacksonville, and we will go out here and get the cattle and bring them directly into Montgomery, and we can open up, put on maintenance, open up another platform, and run cattle into Montgomery. We can start running actual freight trains here. Okay, so now we've got meat, and we've got plenty of wheat here. So let's set up the line between Montgomery warehouse, Jacksonville warehouse. Freight only. Run the Columbia. Give it a refrigerator car. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And while those are on the way, let's start loading some stuff into this thing so that they'll have something besides wheat to carry. We'll run logs in. All we gotta do is cross that one and then hook in. Now we can run milk in. Okay, I see one signal. It should probably go right there. Okay. Okay, we've got milk coming in, and now let's get I think maybe let's just run the sugar in from this right-hand side. I don't remember what side I thought it would be before, but let's do it like this. Let's loop it around the wheat field. Oh man, that's a goof up. Forget that for a second. I see a mistake here. Interesting. Okay. Let's go pick up that supplies and come in like that. Okay. Actually, that doesn't even need to go over there, does it? Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Huh. Oh. There we go. All right, so now we're running the Columbia on for all our freight and the Rogers for all our passenger mail lines. That should be good. Okay, so that should give us a nice little line here. Now, I do see one thing we need. This is a good thing. We've got textiles down here now. So what we want to do is run the cotton down there. This is interesting. We could either run a line down like this and in, or we could look to see how busy is this. 76, that's pretty busy. Let's give it a separate line. And let's give it its own line running out the back like this. Okay, that should keep us in good stead on this little two-city cluster. Now let's do another one. Okay, Wilmington and Charlotte. So we'll put in a pass-through warehouse here. Like so. And that warehouse is going to hold wheat, corn, logs, sugar, milk, and fruit. And it's going to run from here we'll set up our freight only line with our Columbias. Alright, I've got staffing conflict. Let's see if we can find it. I think, doesn't it? Yeah, right here. Here we go. Okay. Okay, we fixed that conflict. Where were we? Okay, so we got our line running. We've got wheat. We need to get corn and fruit. Okay, we've got wheat, corn, fruit. We want logs. They're way up here, but what we can do with the logs is run them down off of this line. Like so, and then hook the logs. Have another line of logs that comes in like so off of here. And like so. And I think what we'll do to keep it simple, so I don't have to think too much, I'll just put a separate station in here and hook it into this one. Okay, logs, wheat, fruit, corn, milk. I need milk. And milk is easy to hook up as well. Okay, so corn, wheat, logs, milk, sugar. They need sugar. Sugar's up here. Veggies down here. Maybe we'll give them... Yeah, we're going to give them veggies rather than sugar. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, good. So what we'll do here is expand this station. No. We'd like to avoid a bridge, but at this point, that's not money's not our problem. Our problem is just time and getting everything done. Oops. Haven't finished it yet. Need to build one more thing. We need to be able to bypass that corn station like so. Okay, so now this would be a fully loaded warehouse to serve Wilmington and Charlotte. Norfolk's growing. Still got to figure out what's wrong with Washington. Come back to that in a minute. We've got a nice deal going here. We should start seeing growth in Jacksonville and Montgomery. That's 4. Let's do one more 2-city cluster. An obvious one would be Augusta, Atlanta. It would be so obvious, we'll just do it. Okay. Well, shoot. Sorry, I'm not saying anything. I'm concentrating. I'm trying to get this built as quickly as possible. We still got to get on the other transportation needs that we have for the special products for this particular mission. And you'll see me, I'll stop for a second and explain this. See how I'm going to delete this signal right there, because by making this merger, we don't want a train to come down here and get like there and stop and block stuff coming back the other way. We could get in a traffic jam problem. We don't need that. So hopefully that made sense to you, why that one signal gets deleted when you make an intersection like that. You probably noticed me doing it multiple times in the last few videos. I'm also putting the refrigerator cars on these things that are carrying food type products. I'm not 100% sure if we get the bonus. I'm hoping we do when the city uses it, but it just makes sense to use refrigerator cars. Let's see, we've got a beer meat. I would also like to have actually a direct line. Let's put another time. Let's just go for it. How are we going to do this? I want to make sure that brewery in Atlanta has what it needs. Okay, wheat logs. We want sugar, milk. Milk is way up here. That's all right. That's all right. We'll go get it. That's a toughie here. Yeah, just do that. Okay, so we've got a good one here, a good one here. Oh, well, veggies. They're pretty easy. Veggies. We got choices to make on the veggies. Okay. So now we should have pretty good working things here. What's going on here? Now, Wilmington, why aren't you growing? Oh, you are growing. Charlotte, why aren't you growing? You've got a Taylor. Do you really want a Taylor? No, what you really want in Charlotte is a weaver. Because we can go right up here and get you some cotton. Okay, I keep saying okay, but I keep thinking of something else that needs to be done. All right, this one should be good now. It's got meat beer. The meat's being supplied. The beer is being supplied. We've got supplies going into the middle. This one down here should be good. They're both growing. That's nice. Wilmington's growing. Charlotte isn't growing yet, but once we start seeing this go, I'm going to expand this one and expand this one. Going to level 2. All right. We'll watch this one, and we're going to put a Taylor in here as soon as it hits 40,000. Okay, good deal there. Museum in Jacksonville. Okay, there we go. Now Charlotte's growing. It's almost museum ready, so we'll watch out for that. Oh, good. Norfolk's at 100. Good deal. 59. How are we going to get you? What is Washington missing? Wheat. Wheat. And look at this. We've got a wheat. Wait, something is wrong here. Okay, we got plenty of wheat. I would say our pass-through is not taking wheat as it should be. Alright, something. Not getting enough meat over there. Okay, now Washington's growing. How are we looking? We've got 6. I guess Norfolk was our next one. Yep. Wilmington and Charlotte are growing. Jacksonville. Okay, we've got some growth now. Before it's too late, we need to do 100 loads of steel, 100 petroleum. 100 loads of steel, 100 loads of petroleum. We've got a steel factory in Charlotte. I'm trying to think if this can be done without just simply putting everything in a warehouse. Well, Pittsburgh would be the obvious place to put a steel mill, wouldn't it? My word. Where else would you put a steel mill but Pittsburgh? All right, let's put a warehouse outside of Baltimore. Like so. And let's have it hold steel and tools. And let's buy this thing and tear it down and replace it with something that's going to consume steel, like a toy maker. Okay, something's going to need a lot of steel. And we can also put logs in here. And pause. Then we're going to go down here to Pittsburgh, buy this dairy farm, knock it down, put in a steel mill. No, first we're going to put in a large train station. I don't want signaling control because I want to be able to specify my lanes. All right, so we're going to have a large station. We're going to run coal, iron and coal into it. Okay, now, if it isn't obvious, I'm putting logs in here because we want to keep this toy manufacturer running as much as we can. All right, let's wrap things up right here for this episode. There's still a lot of work left to be done. We've managed to get we should have our city growth in good shape. We're just going to have to monitor it. We've got steel production started, still got some work to do on that, and we've got to get our petroleum started and starting transporting that. So we'll work on all that and try to wrap up this episode in the next sorry, we'll try to wrap up this scenario in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire video. Thank you.